In today's video, we're going over a brand new project called Lution, and we have several of the team members here to help answer community questions. These are a list of questions I prepared that most commonly I see community members asking, but if you have more questions, I recommend you go check out their socials. They are on Twitter, they are on Discord, they also have a Telegram group, but it looks like they're most active over on the Discord side. So we're going to go ahead and get them introduced, and then we're going to roll into these questions. And let's go ahead and start off here. We have Viking and Metacaptain. Metacaptain, by the way, I have talked with in many previous videos, been on his live streams. He's well known in the community space, working on a lot of different projects. And here he is working alongside with Viking on Lution. So Viking, can you go ahead and just tell us a little bit about who you are, what your contributions are to Lution?
Sure. My name's OJ Hearn, aka founder and CEO of Lution.
Awesome. And Metacaptain?
Yeah, thanks for the glorious introduction. My name is Chris Ginn, aka Metacaptain, and I am the developer for Lution.
Awesome. So my first question I have for you is, can you tell us a little bit about Lution?
Yeah, so overall, Lution is just the concept to kind of connect a community to a business project. Overall, with the pre-sale going 100% of the funds to the LP, it's really community driven based to just grow the concept and idea of the company.
And what was the inspiration to make this project?
I mean, honestly, I've been pretty passionate about DeFi and crypto for the last couple of years, and having the opportunity as a business owner now to kind of venture out into a new type of destination or a new idea, I wanted to attach it to DeFi and show a type of my ideas.
And what are your long-term goals?
Basically, we're creating a peer-to-peer type platforms where we utilize assets, properties, and the platforms to just kind of work with bringing funds from the people that aren't associated or typically do business with crypto to the holders or the community that kind of promote this idea.
So I thought I'd take this moment to just chime in. I don't think Viking
Okay.
gives himself enough credit here. When you say what was the inception, why did you get involved here? I know him and I talk to him a lot behind the scenes. It's why I got involved to help support the guy. It really stems from a frustration in the market that I think we've all experienced, where you know that you've invested in a project or a token, and you see them raise this huge amount of money and try to produce this thing in this format that's usually played out. Most of the time, the majority of the funds raised initially end up somehow or another not going into the actual liquidity or towards the holder. This is what spurred the frustration in him to decide to do things better. And that was really where the inception came from. And how can I do something better? Well, I can attach it to the business that I'm already building and I'm already attached to and that I already know well. So the long-term goals for Lution really are taking that Web3 infrastructure and aligning it with what he's already good at. And that's building out their peer-to-peer platform that offers recreational activities and vacation, staycation opportunities.
Very well said. Is your team doxed or KYC'd?
I am KYC'd. We completed that the other day with the Nani docs. I've been pretty open with who I am and what I do as far as the community I come from. Metacaptain, his name's right out there. It's also on the website. I believe he's KYC'd as well.
Yeah, I think I've been KYC'd and doxed everywhere at this point.
Yeah. And what about an audit? Do you guys have an audit?
Yeah, we've got one underway.
I was going to say, I muted myself a second too soon. So, of course, I produced the contract itself. We do offer in-house audits, but it wouldn't be right for us to audit our own contract. So we did send that out to InterFi Audits, and that should be back within the next 48 hours. Before it went to EnterFi, we put it through the same the peer review process that we do for many of the top leading companies in our field.
Okay. And I actually want to kind of elaborate just a little bit more on this. So, Meta Captain, can you please go into details just slightly on what other projects that you've worked on for contracts, just to show people that you do have a resume, the fact that you are now helping out with this project as well. It's not like you're new to the rodeo, you have credibility, you have experience. Can you just go into a little bit of detail on what other projects you're known for?
Yeah. And I like to work backwards sometimes. So the most recent launches or contracts that me and my team have put out there. Of course, there's Lution. We did the multi-chain Flare token for Glow. We did Glow's V3. We did the Mirror protocols. We did a ton. Even in this week, I'm missing some. Oh, Bond Pay. We did that one. We did Stakes pre-sale constantly. So I this list would go on for far too long. There's years of contracts, mainnet projects. Some of the largest names within BSC have worked with me in one capacity or another.
And in addition to that, you have your own crypto that you've made in the past, which is MetaBUSD coin, which is still up and
Yes,
live and
yes.
trading, and it's still fine,
The
right?
very best crypto project that is out there. It's equivalent to Bitcoin for BSC, MetaBUSD.
There you go. Do you know yet which crypto will be in the next 60-day cycle after MetaBUSD coin? And can you just go into a little bit of detail of why you have MetaBUSD coin and just the how that tokenomics works for that 60-day cycle?
For sure. I think that the idea of working within another projects or partnerships ecosystem is really important just for DeFi moving forward, how we function with each other and just the holders. We expect our holders to interact with the ecosystem and pay the taxes. So why shouldn't the other businesses? Therefore, it just kind of supports everything down to that level. Meta Captain, or aka Chris, has been an essential part in helping me in this. I had started out a long venture, and I kind of got to the point where I needed some help. But yeah.
And do you know any of the cryptos that'll come in the next cycle yet?
I was going to say, to
So
answer his next question for him, if I can, I'd like to jump in on this. It's going to be imperative that they stay agile. And two things will be the determining factor on who the next reflection partner or reward partner would be. A, how the project operates and operates with them, and how might that partnership be fruitful to both entities, therefore all holders. And then secondly, what the community wants. If the community is outspoken and driven towards any one given project that they really want to see involved or provided for, then that will dictate it.
So yeah, you'll see on there that it has the partnerships and or like community request or community chosen projects. Depending on the partnerships who we're going to be doing things with, we'll just kind of announce those as we go. And a really cool thing is the last one or the next one doesn't start until the last token is given out from that partnership. So it's just a really good concept, and I think a really good way for other projects to interact.
And why did you choose to launch on the Binance Smart Chain?
The fees relatively easy to use. The community that I came from in crypto, I guess like 90% of what's in my wallet and has been in my wallet is BSC tokens and coins, and I prefer it. It's just what I like to function with.
What swaps do you have plans to launch on? And are there any others that you're in discussions on that you're still considering?
Not really. I mean, ultimately, it'd be really cool to get on an exchange or other swaps. For right now, just focusing on, what we're doing, our utility, pushing it forward, and Pancake Swap is where we're going to be for a while.
And what are your plans with centralized exchanges?
It'd be nice. I'm learning about them, what it takes to get there. Ultimately, we need a really strong community, and getting the utility going is my priority at this time. But getting to the exchanges would it'd just be another dream come true, I'm sure.
And how can people buy Lution?
So Pancake Swap, you can find us on there, and then also I believe there's a swapper contract, which has a cool functions too. It actually interacts with the tax and everything, so they just can interact and send the BNB with that, the smart chain to the swapper contract, and comes right back to them. That way, they don't have to connect to a dApp if they don't want to.
Well, those are all the questions that I had prepared. Is there anything else that comes to your guys' minds that we didn't talk about that you would like to touch on before we wrap up the video?
Yeah, so we have this cool concept coming out with our staking. It'd be like on a custom dApp. It's going to have uh, a cool concept on there called kindling, where the rewards are the part that's taxed. And I'll kind of let MetaCaptain explain that, just because he's basically helping us build that, and it's a big part of the 60-day reflections and just the things that he's done. So I'll let him explain that.
Okay, so this is how it really boils down. Viking came to me and said, "Hey, man, I really want to be able to offer, additional rewards for people, a form of staking that's extremely sustainable and makes them interact with the entire ecosystem and earn differently." So through a little bit of brainstorming back and forth, we came up with this concept that essentially you stake your tokens. By staking your tokens, you earn Lution. Whatever you earn in Lution, he is going to max with a burn. And that burn will happen whenever you claim your tokens. So, if you want to accelerate the burn of Lution and you want less tokens to be available as an end user, the fastest and best way that y'all can do that is by locking up your tokens, earning extra ones, and burning the supply down in the same process. This does two things. It takes a reward pool that was going to be available and offered for staking, and instead of diluting the actual tokens that all the holders have, instead, it dilutes the reward down through the burn, closing the liquidity gap and making everybody's realized value a little bit closer.
That's awesome. Very, very smart concept. I mean, it's a great incentive driver for people wanting to go stake. And when you stake, oftentimes, what do you see happen with the price? There's not as much readily available on the market to buy, right? So you tend to see the price go up. There's less selling pressure because people don't have it proactively available to sell. And at the same time, you're helping with the burning side, reducing down the total number of tokens. So seems like a very feasible formula to help in driving up price action movement in an organic way using the design mechanisms that we have readily available to us with how crypto works. So I'm curious to see how this moves forward. And if there's nothing else that comes to your guys' minds, we'll go ahead and wrap up the video. All right.
No.
Well, thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. And guys, once again, you can go check them out on their social medias. Their best bet to get a hold of them and talk with the community is going to be through their Discord. I'll have links to these down in the description below. So thank you so much, Viking and MetaCaptain, for tuning in and answering these questions. If you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to hit subscribe, hit the thumbs up, like button. God bless, and we will see you in the next episode.
Awesome.